comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, the smiles returning to the faces. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Sun, 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 here it comes. 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 Sun, 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 here it Little darling, I feel that ice is slowly melting.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Thank you. And you guys join hands. That must get you a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because 10 years later, the only thing we're going to remember is that the photos were off-centered and the officiant was over there. Perfect.
My OCD wouldn't be okay with that.
Looking good. Ladies and gentlemen, we gather at this day to joyfully witness the union of Kim and Brian. And today they publicly pledge themselves to one another in the presence of those who have vowed to support them in the days, weeks, months, and years ahead. So we thank you for being here. By witnessing their marriage today, Brian and Kim ask you to share in their future. Marriage is a promise made in the hearts of two people who love each other dearly, and it takes a lifetime to fulfill. Within the circle of its love, marriage encompasses all of life's most important relationships. And today they create a new circle of love dependent upon the foundations that they both bring here today. One of the things I would be neglecting mentioning if I failed to mention was that Brian and Kim want to thank their parents especially for making them so awesome. So thanks for that. And in fact, by making them awesome, it kind of infers that you're awesome as well. And also we want to thank Chelsea. Doo-doo. Because if it wasn't for her insistence on watching Trolls back in 2017 and the raw rush of emotions that movie emoted for these two, bringing their natural progression much more accelerated, we wouldn't be here today. It would probably be a year from now. So thanks, Doo-doo. Ladies and gentlemen, marriage is a supreme sharing of experiences and an adventure in the most intimate of human relationships. It's a joyous uniting of a man and woman whose comradeship and mutual understanding have blossomed in the romance you see here today. Today they proclaim their love to the world, and we are gathered here rejoice with them for the new life they are undertaking together. So Brian and Kim, your marriage is a partnership founded in love and dependent upon mutual commitment, trust, and kindness. Each of you will share in the struggles and joys found in life. When one is sad, both will be sad, but when one is joyful, that joy will be multiplied. Remember, the strength of your marriage relies on a mutual consideration, patience, kindness, and affection. So ladies and gentlemen, one of the things about a beach marriage is that it allows us to have the formality of a marriage and to add that ceremony to it, but also we can have a little bit of fun with it. And one of the things we do is we have the couple fill out a questionnaire, and like so many love stories, theirs started with a company merger back in 2014.
interdepartmental.
Kim was very
Collaboration.
specific to tell me that it may not have even been friendship at first, because she was she's, I don't, you characterize your personality as persistent. You'd said obnoxious maybe in parents, and him stoic and strong. And she saw him as a challenge, so she started working on him. Maybe just to elicit a response, not knowing where it actually would lead, as it did lead here today. And she characterized from that famous movie, she was a pink poppy, and he was Grumpy Branch from Trolls. My apologies, that's lost on you. So we come here today. Well, actually, there's a couple other things. There was a Thanksgiving conversation that actually Brian sought a way into, and you were very surprised by his entrance into that conversation about how Thanksgiving is really a tough time for maintaining a diet and trying to really eat healthy. And Brian contributed to that, and quickly Kim said, well, that's ridiculous because you're solid muscle. And in fact, I saw him bench press the couch inside, so I can affirm that. Then a couple months later, around the other holidays, I think he brought in 12 lines for a gin and tonic.
Yes, I didn't drink all of them.
No, and they were all drank. But there was conversations, and you got a lot of words out of him, and you found you had a connection. So then we came to this, and I actually would like to read this because they are very, very, very descriptive, and I think they actually did a really lovely job of describing what they love and like in one another. I'm going to share that with you.
What did you say?
Kim says that Brian's intelligence and his confidence are super sexy, and she loves his smile. It's a perfect smile. And although he's strong and stoic, he's incredibly ticklish, and that's something most of you don't know. He's got awesome, best man there. That's sorry. He has awesome taste in socks. And she loves that she gets to marry her best friend, and I think that's very apparent today. And she wants to share her secrets with him, and he is her one. He is her person. And Brian.
I don't know what I wrote.
Brian, it was wonderful. Brian says that Kim is one of the nicest, most considerate people he has ever met. Her kindness and sincere caring and concern for everyone's feeling are the perfect complement to his personality, which I'm sure is equally kind and considerate. He really loves her eyes. It was the first thing he noticed about her, how attractive they were. And I think when he talks about her in this way, it probably makes her feel a little self-conscious, but he doesn't care because she needs to know how much he loves her and that she is the most beautiful woman that walks into any room that he's in. And the one thing he said that I thought was really poignant is that it doesn't matter what they do, they're having fun and he just loves doing it. He just wants to spend time with her, doing errands, traveling, it doesn't matter, just as long as it's with Kim. So here's the important things also. While marriage will make you strong as a couple, it also affirms you as unique individuals. So in a strong marriage, Kim, you don't have to love golf. You don't have to get up at 6 a.m. to work out. You don't have to love beer like Brian, and you don't have to love the Raiders, the Mets, or both New York hockey teams. And she threw a little boo on the end of that. Those could be Brian's unique contribution to this relationship. And Brian, you don't have to feel bad that your favorite day doesn't start with a dance at the wedding, which is going to be so awesome. He also doesn't enjoy buying several things and letting them sit in the back seat of the car for about 2 weeks and then returning most of them. And he's not a Nationals fan, I'm guessing. But that's okay. Oh, and also the fact that she reread the questionnaire to make sure it was grammatically correct. And it was. Here's the important stuff. Remember to be companions and confidants in all you do. You share an appreciation for sharing drinks with families and friends and talking, going to sporting events, rooting against each other's teams, just enjoying each other, traveling, or even your favorite night out where you just spend a night eating a romantic dinner, talking about the events of the day, and watching NCIS. Always seek new experiences from one another, and may you ever be grateful for the precious presence of this person who has chosen to spend their life with you. And it's very apparent to all who gathered here how much you love each other. So now we come to the exchange of vows. Your family and friends witness your vows, and I'll solemnize your vows, but only you can breathe life into these words. And so the couple has written vows to each other, and who would like to start first?
Do you want me to go?
Sure.
Go.
You go first.
1, 2, 3, 4. Those are mine, yeah.
Perfect.
That's a lot.
I'll hold this.
Anyone who knows me, I literally write it out verbatim, so I apologize in advance. Brian, I vow to be a more decisive person. Just kidding. That's never gonna happen. But I do vow to root for the Raiders if they get in the Super Bowl, and the Skins aren't playing, of course, but I will never root for the Mets. I vow to always wait for you to watch the latest Game of Thrones, John Oliver, or NCIS episode. And I know we said 3 vows max, so starting tomorrow, I vow to listen better. Not obey. In all seriousness, I don't know how to express in words the moment you feel your heart growing in your chest, like I do when I'm around you. My whole life I've moved every 2 to 3 years. My whole life I traveled, wanting the next adventure before the current adventure even ended. My whole life has been a series of dates. My whole life, it seems, I was searching, always running. Metaphorically, of course, since I will never run from a bear. I was never able to commit, and then I met you, and I instantly felt home. I wasn't looking for the next date or the next place unless it was with you. In fact, I couldn't imagine anything without you. I may have been freaking out and running in place, but I wasn't going anywhere because I knew you were my puzzle piece. We fit together so well and make up this beautiful picture of what forever means, what home means, what love means, since the first date. And that was a first for me. And I told you since the very beginning, you have been my first for so many things. And today is another first. I am impatiently awaiting many more firsts with you, my love. Because you are the adventure I've been searching for, the dream that came true. So I vow to choose you every day as my best friend to laugh and talk to at the dinner table every night. My partner walking side by side through all the highs and all of the lows. The one I will never stop hugging on or kissing. And my one that I will spend an entire lifetime lovingly devoted to. And before everyone here, pronounce that I love you so much more than wine. Thank you.
Hold on. All right, sir. You're up.
Kim, I vow to continue to share my food, even if it's against my will. I vow that the 3-foot radius rule between us in front of your parents is officially revoked. I feel like they should know my intentions at this point. Most importantly, I vow to never take you for granted. Many people never experience what you and I have, and it almost didn't happen. It literally came down to the last few seconds of a non-date that I tricked you into going to with what was probably the fastest Uber pickup in recorded history, when we could have gone our separate ways that night and just remained co-workers with common friends and missed out on everything that led us up to this point. Luckily, you had the courage to grab my arm and kiss me. And I seriously can't imagine what my life would have been like if you had not. I will never take you for granted.
Am I allowed to hold his hand now?
You can. And well, I just put that. Well done, sir. Please resume holding hands. Very nice.
Are we doing the left hand thing?
Not yet.
Oh, good.
So now, Brian, do you take Kim to be your lawfully wedded wife? Do you promise to be true to her in good times and in bad, for sickness and in health, and for richer and for poor, in good times and in bad? Do you promise to love and honor her, offering your friendship and trust in her? Promise to be faithful and understanding as long as you both shall live?
I do.
And Kim, do you take Brian to be your lawfully wedded husband? Do you promise to be true to him in good times and in bad, for richer and for poor, in sickness and in health? Do you promise to love and honor him, offering your friendship and trust in him, promising to be faithful and understanding as long as you both shall live?
Yes, I do.
May I have the rings? Here comes the left-handed ring.
Oh, left hand. I put some lotion on. I hope it works.
Bless these rings, symbols of eternity and forgiveness. They're a reminder that love is never ending, folks. They instead can be renewed at any time and any place of our choosing. May these rings grace the loving hands of Kim and Brian, symbolic of the eternal love that they pledge to one another today. So I'm going to give you the ring, and you turn her, line it up with her finger, and say after me, please. I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a symbol of my love
as a symbol of my love
and a symbol of my faithfulness.
and a symbol of my faithfulness.
As I place it on your finger,
As I place it on your finger,
I commit my heart
I commit my heart
and I commit my soul to you.
and I commit my soul to you.
Well done. All right, Miss Kim, this is for you. Please repeat after me. I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a symbol of my love
as a symbol of my love
and a symbol of my faithfulness.
and a symbol of my faithfulness.
As I place it on your finger,
As I place it on your finger,
I commit my heart
I commit my heart
and I commit my soul to you.
and I commit my soul to you.
Send it home. Perfect. I'm asking you both to stand back here for the sand ceremony on the other side so your adoring fans can see you. Oh, I got you.
You caught a shell.
I'll stand by. I want to court these guys.
Wardrobe malfunction.
Oh, fun. No problem.
If I let go, are you gonna fall?
I don't think so.
I'm going to read a couple of words real quick, and you guys
Okay.
slowly pour them into the box.
When you're reading?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yep.
You doing okay?
Seriously?
Oh, cheers.
Kim and Brian, today you join your separate lives together. Those two separate bottles of sand represent your separate lives, separate friends, and everything that you were before today. They represent all that you are and all that you'll ever be as individuals.
Slow down.
But as those two containers of sand are poured into that third container, those grains of sand will no longer be separated, just as your lives will be. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the things I like, just sort of a foreshadowing of the rest of the relationship. It looks like Brian stoic, I like that, is taking task direction from Kim. Somehow they're silently communicating though, but he knows everything she's saying. Well done. How about a little round of applause for that? Lovely.
I'm afraid
Please
to
take
go
your
back.
places back up.
All right.
Oh boy.
And hold hands. I got you on this.
Remove the
That
conch
is,
shell.
that's out of there.
One massive
Come on.
fritter. Excuse me, Lily. Am I good?
Excellent.
Life and love are the greatest gifts bestowed upon humanity. May your union grant you patience, tolerance, and understanding, as well as the passion and excitement that every marriage should possess. May you hunger for one another as a sign of fulfillment. May you enchant one another as a sign of harmony. May you embrace one another as a sign of unity. And may you support one another as a sign of mutual independence. And may you continually rediscover your love in one another as the greatest gift of all. Brian and Kim, you have pledged your commitment and declared your unity with the exchange of vows and the giving and receiving of rings in front of all these folks who have vowed to support and love you. As you are now joined together in mutual esteem and devotion, it is my joy and privilege to pronounce you husband and wife. Better kiss your bride. Ladies and gentlemen,
Hi.
at this time I'm going to ask you to take out the seashells that you were collected or passed out at the beginning. Did everyone receive seashells? No seashells. Well, as we go down, everybody's getting a seashell, and we're going to go participate in a shell ceremony where they cast the seashells into the ocean, and the overlapping ripples of those shells represent your lives and intertwining
Are we supposed to
impact on their
No.
marriage today. So the most important part, may I have the flowers, please? Take these.
Oh, right.
Face your adoring fans, hold hands. Ladies and gentlemen, for the very first time, Mr. and Mrs. Armstead.
Stop.
Oh,
One more time.
Take your wife's hand.